The year is 2020. Block Story is still going strong. With the release of 13.0 just around the corner, Block Story is about to take its biggest leap yet. With so many features to go over, I've narrowed it down to the 10 most exciting features that will be coming out in this update. Here are 10 features we are all looking forward to in Block Story's biggest expansion yet. The first and most obvious feature that makes this update just so massive are the new space biomes. There are not just one, not two, not three, but 4 new biomes coming out that are going to be above the Forgotten Sky. Each one of these biomes are unique and have their own danger, like the dangerous Liopleurodon in Layer 4's Oceans, or that mighty swamp golem in Layer 3. If you're wondering just how high up these biomes are, the first level of space will appear around 500 blocks above the surface, and the last one will appear about 950 blocks above the surface. The amount of structures that are coming in this update is quite massive. I don't know the exact amount, but I know there are well over 100. These structures will make space a very beautiful place to explore, and if you are up to the challenge, a beautiful place to even live. Some of these structures aren't just for show either. Some of them offer challenge mazes filled with traps which will reward you with some rare items and possibly even a new quest. However, space isn't the only place getting these new structures. There are several biomes on the surface that will be getting them as well. Some old structures are also being retextured and changed up a little as well. Needless to say, these new structures are going to change the look and the feel of the game. For all of you builders out there are quite a few blocks releasing with this update, and even more blocks are getting retextured to make them look more visually appealing. However, this isn't all. We are getting access to triangle blocks and half-size blocks as well. This will allow for further customization and diversity to all of your builds, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do with these blocks. A Block Story update wouldn't be complete without adding new weapons, now would it? This update has a load of new weapons to choose from. First off, we are finally getting access to more guns. Now we will finally have more than just the standard pistol. We have a machine gun that shoots faster but does less damage, and we have a goblin rocket launcher that does more damage but shoots slower. We are also getting a new staff called the Sun Shard. This weapon is similar to the weapon the wizard has, except it looks cooler and it is just as powerful. Lastly, there are 2 new dual swords coming that are sure to become a fan favorite. The Phoenix swords are the fire version of the angelic swords, dealing a little more damage than the angelic swords. And you will also have the ability to combine a sword from the Phoenix swords and a sword from the angelic swords to make the ultimate weapon called the World Breaker. This will be the new most powerful weapon in the game. Earning these weapons will be challenging, but I can assure you, it will be worth it. There are several new life forms that will be coming in this update across all 4 layers of space, some of which are friendly and will help fight alongside of you. Others are some of the strongest creatures in the game and they will try to ambush you. There are about 30 new creatures and NPCs total in this update, ranging from fish, to floating jellyfish, to giant snakes, to fatties. Some of these new enemies, like the new enemy Gontar, look really beautiful and look like they belong in this space environment. However, these creatures are not to be messed with. Most of these space creatures are completely resistant to magic damage, and for some, it even heals them. So using elemental damage might not be the best strategy for taking them out. Looks like we will have to find other ways of dealing with them if you are up for the challenge. Honestly, these 2 definitely deserve their own spot. The 2 new bosses that are coming in this update are unique in their own fighting style and how you kill them. First off, the Phoenix boss is fought very differently than your standard Block Story boss. First, you will need to find its egg, which is located in Layer 4. Once you do, you will need to destroy it to summon the Phoenix. Once this boss is killed, it will go back into its egg. Then you have to destroy its egg again. This time it will spawn at 5 levels higher than it previously was. Repeat this process and the Phoenix will grow stronger and stronger each time. Once you finally reach level 70 and kill it again, the Phoenix will start to drop an exclusive item that I'm sure old players will all remember, known as Fire. This can be used to create the Phoenix Swords and the Phoenix Shield, which are some of the best items a player can obtain. The other boss is the Swamp Golem. I teased this boss over 2 years ago and I couldn't stop getting comments about people asking me when it's coming out. Unlike the other bosses, this creature can spawn in twice at once, which used to be a feature back in 8.0 with some bosses, but it was removed. You will need to be extra careful when fighting this boss though. This thing does over 1100 damage per hit, making it the strongest boss in the game. Another popular feature coming are all of the new pets. Being able to raise dragons sounds like such a cool concept, and players have been very limited on being able to raise only 2. However, with this update, players will finally be able to raise all of the different types of dragons in the game. This includes the Ice Dragon, the Fire Dragon, and the Acid Dragon, with the Acid one being the strongest out of all of them. Dragons aren't the only pets coming in this update either. Players will be able to raise a Phoenix as well that has the ability to shoot fireballs, dealing massive damage in a short period of time. And yes, all of these pets coming will be rideable. Remember that questline we all did a few years ago about the wizard being evil and killing the Dragon Lord? Yeah, that questline is going to be continued in this update. I don't know exactly what this questline will be about, but I know part of it is going to be centered around Paula's dragon, Zordaxis. The mystery about her dragon might finally be solved in this continuation of the old storyline. We will just have to wait and see. Sadly, I don't have much detail about this. One of the most popular requested features that are coming in this update are the block physics. Back then, only acid was able to flow, and even then it was just very limited because it would disappear after a few seconds of being placed. Now water and lava can finally flow, which will allow for a more creative use for those two liquids, and for creative builders, they can finally have some relief because now they don't have to place one block at a time for water and lava. Sand also has the ability to fall. For those of you that made sand structures, this doesn't mean that they will collapse on themselves. They will stay intact, unless you choose to break part of the structure, which will allow for some of it to collapse, or if you choose to place a block next to it. This, I believe, also allows for the sand to fall. So please just be careful with your sand structures. Now, I was quite surprised at how many people were hyped for this. I didn't think there was going to be so much excitement over it. I knew there would at least be some, but the amount of comments I got about it was quite amazing, to be honest. Easily one of the most popular features coming in this update is the return of the original music. It's been years since we heard these tunes, and that one 15-second tune that I used to find annoying back then because of how often I heard it. But I must say, it's nice being able to finally hear them again. Not only that, all of the unused themes in the game files can now be heard as well, which will set the mood for the new space biome. So there you have it, 10 features that are coming out in Block Story 13.0 that we all can't wait to get our hands on. I myself can't wait to play the new storyline. It's going to be great getting a new questline after all these years. And I would just like to address one last thing before closing off this video. I'm getting countless comments asking if I know the release date of this update, and some people are also asking me if I'm a developer for the game. The answer to the first question is I don't have the release date of the update. Even though I'm in contact with the developers, I don't have it. Also, I'm not a developer. But as soon as I do find out what the date is, I will let you all know as soon as possible. I'm going to be making one more video on this update, and it's going to be more of one of those update videos I used to do back then. I'm going to basically be talking about some of the smaller features that are going to be coming in this update, but I haven't quite revealed them yet, so you can look forward to that very soon. The hype is real for this update, and I can't wait for everyone to get their hands on this fantastic update. If you have any more questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the comments section down below. I will see you guys in the next video.